Why don't I use certain cards that people just deem better than others? That's what I'm going to talk about. Welcome to Jank Play TCG. My name's Landon, and here we play Jank. And so I get a lot of questions about my Jank builds of why don't I use this instead? Why don't I use that instead? This week we are seeing the Mousehold family deck, and the same day that I came out with that deck, Lil Dark Fury came out with his own version of the deck, which revolved around Zoroark, and I really enjoyed watching that deck. I think that was a really fun deck to watch him pilot. But that begs the question, why didn't I use Zoroark? And my answer to that is, I think that just makes a bad Zoroark deck. I think there are better Zoroark decks than Mousehold. I think Mousehold is an interesting card, and the stage 1 is a factor. And I think Zoroark, there's certain advantages Zoroark has with Mousehold that just playing it normally doesn't. But I still think that it leads to building a worse Zoroark deck. And that's my main reason why I pick weird cards. I think Zoroark could be built better without Mousehold. So why would I build a Zoroark deck with Mousehold if there's better Zoroark decks? I got a similar question a while ago about a Ursaluna V deck that I was building. I never made a full week of videos about it. I used it in another video I made. I think it was about building Jank Decks too. And someone posted the idea of, well, if you use Arceus V-Star, you can accelerate energy onto the Ursaluna very easily and play it that way. And it's going to be a lot quicker of a deck. And my reply was, yeah, but that's just a bad version of Arceus V-Star. And they're like, that's fair. And because it was. So, when I'm building a deck, I want to focus on particular cards, for better or worse, And I always throw it out to you, the viewer, to build a better version than I did. Because I would love to see that. I would love to see what you build. Because, I don't know, it's almost like a mental block in my mind of trying to build these decks to feature particular Pokemon that I think are really cool and interesting without just going, okay, copy and paste Zoroark, change these cards to Mousehold, and we've got a new deck, And I'm not trying to throw shade at anyone for doing that, because I think they're building really good decks. Probably, most likely, almost certainly better Mousehold decks than what I built. It's just not the style of deck building that I enjoy, if that makes any sense. Another question that I got was about Bibrielle. Why am I using Kricketune instead of Bibrielle? Why am I using this other card instead of Bibrielle? Bibrielle is a fantastic draw card. It's a stage 1. Just sits on your bench. And once per turn, you can drop until you have 5 cards in hand. If you have multiples, you can use them each once per turn. Phenomenal card, right? Why don't I just throw it in everything? Because it gets repetitive. It gets boring. I want to be entertained, and I want to mechanically enjoy what I'm building. And so this week, in particular, with Mousehold, I tested the deck a lot. And testing obviously did not show me everything. I think I got a little frustrated. I know I got a little frustrated. I hope it didn't come out too much in the videos. But Mousehold, I tested a lot, and I really enjoyed what I was testing. But it's early in the format, and my testing obviously did not show me the deck's weakness that I felt like was there, but I kind of ignored because, testing's going well. Testing's doing fine. I wasn't just testing deck in PTCGL. I was actually going into matches against people. But like I said, the format was young. I was running into a lot more Miraidon EX decks than when I originally built the deck as I test, I slowly ran into more Miraidon EX decks. And I had a decent matchup. Nothing great. If I can go fast and they go fast, I can take advantage of the multi-prize format and all that stuff, you know? But clearly the deck fell apart on me. And so I guess part of this is just like, hey, Mousehold family, it's a fun deck. It's not a good deck, you know? It happens, you know? I don't have all day to sit and play Pokemon. I wish I did. I really did. That just sounds like the life, you know? That sounds like retirement goals. Not a realistic, you know, going to happen in my lifetime sort of thing. Yeah, Mousehold brought a lot of challenges, and playing it brought a lot of challenges. And this is more of like just a video blog, me talking about the challenges of building decks. And I've got to prepare for Portland Regionals, and I keep having to push it off because I keep testing decks for the channel, because I care about the channel a lot. I spent a lot to go to Portland, but I'm not going to do well. I've already accepted that. I'm probably just going to build Dondozo, which I was originally going to build for my wife. She loves water Pokemon. I'm probably just going to take that because I'm pretty sure I have all the cards for it, and I'm going to basically end this video, build the deck physically, and move on. Probably go in and enjoy the rest of my day off. But, yeah, just wanted to make this video explaining why, as a Jank builder, which I don't think many people are, rogue decks for sure, there's tons of them, but as a Jank builder, it's a struggle for me mentally in a weird way, I'll admit, that I try not to use the cards everyone's using. I try not to use the same cards over and over and over and over and over again, which is kind of ironic because I do have another Cheerum-based energy accelerating stage 1 deck coming, but it's different enough that I think it's okay. Whatever. I don't have to make sense. I just have to be me, right? And so thank you so much for watching this thing. Not sure if anyone enjoyed it, but I hope you did. Gives a little bit more insight in my brain when building these decks and the process of Mousehold that I personally feel like fell apart, and I feel bad putting this deck out there in the current state. I wish I had more time to fiddle with it, but I had already committed to the deck coming out this week. And, yeah, so if you did build a better version of Mousehold, let me know down in the comments. If you build a better version of any deck that I show, please put it down in the comments. Let me see what you build, because I might want to play your version of the deck if I go to another tournament, if I, you know, just need a week of coverage and hey, you built a better version, so let's revisit that. I'll give you a shout out on the channel. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Just join the Discord if you want to submit decks to me for consideration for the channel. That would really help in my testing for Portland Regionals coming up way too soon. Yeah, I got a lot to do, not a lot of time to do it, and I hope you are patient with me, and I will try my best to keep bringing the weird decks and enjoying them, and hopefully have a little bit better builds than what Mousehold turned into. Yeah, I guess I just feel guilty. I'm recording this right after finishing recording a bunch of videos on Mousehold, and I'm uploading 4 that I think show off the deck decently, even though it doesn't really perform too well, and explain why I don't use particular cards sometimes, but sometimes I'm okay with it. You know, my brain's just weird like that. And, yeah, until next time, keep playing Jank.